Hello and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to show another game that I played with a friend just the other day. I'm here in the purple. I'm playing as the Burgundians on Arena. And my friend in this game is 2High2Drush. Actually, his name is now 2Drush, but I'll let him explain that change. You'll actually see the first time I ever met him is actually on a recorded video on my YouTube channel already. That was when I tried the Persian douche. So that was our introduction. We are playing against the blue guy here is the Italian Stallion. His name sounds familiar, so we kind of think we might have played him before. But he is playing as the Cumans. So if you remember this last video that I posted, where Morty Bane and I faced the Cuman Ram Rush, well, this is going to have a lot of similarities. His teammate is Catman, who is the Bulgarians. So as soon as we saw the civs here, we said to ourselves, okay, so they're probably going to do the Cuman Ram Rush, and since they've got a Bulgarian as well, they'll probably fill the Rams with infantry, because the Bulgarians have a bonus where their infantry get upgraded automatically as you advance to the next stage. So you don't have to pay for the upgrades. Makes it for a strong early age unit, no matter what age you're in, if you're able to get in on someone. Obviously, the Rams would be the entry point. Anyway, so we're expecting this. We still haven't quite scouted our opponents yet. We're still just pushing in deer. Blue and gray have already come out and scouted. So we don't know who's going to be attacked by the Cuman Ram Rush, but we are expecting that it will happen at some point. Now we're going out just to see who our enemies are. Just a normal Dark Age right now. Now we see that gray is on my side, the Bulgarians, and blue is on 2High's side, the Cumans. So at this point we're thinking, okay, 2High's probably going to be on the receiving end of this Ram Rush. So we'll speed up a little bit, just so we can... So blue is already getting loom, which tells me he's going to probably send some villagers forward. In fact, we don't see anything just yet, but here we go. There's 3 villagers forward from blue. I will put it back to our fog of war just to show that we don't see this. Not yet anyways. But we do know something's going to happen eventually. And actually, gray is sending some villagers out too. And 2High spots the barracks first. He alerts me in chat. We're talking in Discord at the time. He's going to lose that scout, I think. Yep. But he alerts me, so now I'm bringing my scout over. I don't help him with that fight, but I do just, scout to see what's going on out there. So I see the barracks. I'm like, okay, so this is confirmed. We are going to have the Bulgarian guy participating in this rush. We don't see the Cuman buildings over here just yet, but now I see 2 barracks from the gray Bulgarian guy. So now I know that it's going to be a pretty heavy push here. That gray is fully committed to this as well. Again, I don't see these blue buildings yet, but I am expecting it. I've already clicked up to Castle Age. 2High's already clicked up. He's actually got a pretty good time coming in here. So I'll at least get to Castle Age, but now it's a question of how do I defend this. So I start by making a barracks, and then I think, okay, well, what units could I make to try to stop this? Well, I haven't made any yet. Now I'm thinking, okay, archery range, because archers would kill the infantry that are coming inside the Rams. One other thing I wanted to add here is that once you have infantry inside the Rams, the damage that the infantry do gets added to the damage the Rams do. So it's actually not only do the units inside stay protected, they actually increase the damage output. And then blue's got archers here as well. As soon as I go to attack the rams with villagers, the gray guy pops out and says, you know, he's going to attack the villagers. The blue archers are also attacking villagers. I make it to Castle Age, but my TC is not long for this world. So this is not looking great, not going to lie. Morty survived the ram rush through 10 ram attempts or so in the last video, but this time it was a 2-for-1. They were both in here, and that TC went down really fast. And so I'm already like, okay, I have enough stone for a castle. In fact, 2High sent me some just to make sure. But I didn't have anywhere to put it. Like, where do I put it? Could I put it here? Maybe stop the push from keep going, but not really, because the archers would kill the villagers making the castle, and the rams would take it down immediately anyways. So I was just like, I'm out of here. So I got 7 villagers on their way to 2High's base just for some safety. I will say one other thing. I do like to keep up some cubby holes. What I call them cubby holes. A little area back behind the walls inside my base. That's usually where I've placed my lumber camp. And that's just in case I do get overrun like this. I'll still have some eco that's untouched, or potentially untouched. Some players will go look back there and make sure they get the last of the villagers. But a lot of players will just move on and forget about those. In fact, I have a second cubby hole here, and I'm rebuilding a town center. I come out here because I sent the stone back to 2High because I was like, I don't have anywhere to build a castle. So I needed to get a little bit more stone, especially after I built this town center. And then I want to... My thought is, okay, well, I can at least protect 2High's side by building a castle here. Meanwhile, 2High is like, okay, well, I'm going to go attack the blue guy. He's got all his efforts forward. Look at this move by 2High. Walling in the villagers. The gray scout saw it, alerted the blue guy who sent villagers and a scout of his own. And now, you'll see he's actually deleting walls so that he can get access. Ooh, good job 2High there to make sure those villagers didn't get in. That took a lot of effort there. Glad he was able to do that. Blue sent 16 villagers. Nearly his whole eco. He's just got 2 additional villagers there. He built a TC here. He's not doing anything with it just yet because the focus is all out here. 2High's trying to get this castle up. Blue is building a market and a couple of stables. They're still just taking out houses in my base. Being annoying, but not doing much anymore. The focus is now, thanks to 2High's push, shifting over here. And now that he gets this castle up, it won't be able to shoot the villagers directly under because it has a minimum range. But watch this move. He pops the villagers out, attracts the blue villagers out away from the foundation of the castle so that they can get attacked by the castle. Now it's a villager fight underneath. And 2High is probably going to make he's Byzantine, so he's probably going to make a cataphract or 2, just to try to kill these vills. So it's 5 villagers for blue, 4 for 2High. Meanwhile, I did get this castle up in defense of 2High's base here. And actually, blue has 31 villagers and I have 27. So, and he's adding more because he has it. Well, he's not using that TC at the moment, but he does have a second TC because he's Cuman's. Now you see this. I actually added some Castelier, or however you say it. I made those out of this castle. It's really the only unit I can make right now because he took down all my production buildings. But I'm like, okay, I plopped them into 2High's castle. He ungarrisoned them for me on the other side, inside of Blue's base. So I'm going to come around here. While 2High is making a castle with a ram attacking it already, I come in and make a few villager kills under the town center. And, well, actually not under the town center yet. They're going to walk back to the town center, but oddly enough, he didn't garrison here. If he had garrisoned, I would have ran away. In fact, I ran away expecting him to garrison. Meanwhile, 2High is fighting off the ram with villagers. These villagers just standing under the town center. I'm going to go ahead and kill those until you garrison. Okay, now he garrison. Now I'm going to head up and try to protect the castle that 2High's trying to get up. Now this is... Oh, there's another ram on the outside. Okay. All right, so a cataphract pops out to protect from the other side. The Castiliers have a really strong initial charged attack, but after that, their attack is just kind of ho-hum. So they're good in the first engagement, and after that, they're just meh. They're okay, but they're not amazing. They at least give you some melee damage, which is what you needed to kill rams. Unfortunately, I've lost the Castilier. My eco is really crappy because I've got 3 farms to my name. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, I think they left my base, so I'm gonna go try to build a town center here. 2High is still trying to get this castle up, and Gray's army came over and is able to chase away, or actually, he killed all the villagers from 2High. Now 2High's bringing the Gray army over to the castle, so it dies. Now the Cataphract can get the final hits in on the ram before the castle foundation goes down, but he's got to send more villagers over. He's not doing that yet, but that castle is at 91%, and at least in terms of getting built, but the HP is down to less than 25%. So even if he gets it up, it's already going to be on fire. So this fight is continuing. Gray is sending all of his new units over here to protect against the Cataphracts. They're both still in feudal age, surprisingly. Gray has at least clicked up to castle age, so at least he's only got men-at-arms and spearmen at this point. Once he gets into castle age, the men-at-arms will immediately become longswords, and then he can upgrade the pikemen, upgrade the spears to pikemen. Now I at least have another source of farming eco over here. Blue is using his rams filled with Gray infantry to attack these gates. I think he realizes there might be something back here, but thankfully he just takes the gates down, doesn't do much else. Alright, here's the final attack in on the castle. I don't think 2High got the delete in there. I think the castle foundation went down. They were able to successfully defend the second castle drop. But this still has forced the fight over here. So this really was the game-saving move. When both of the enemies are attacking one person, the best move is to sort of let that person die and reboom somewhere else, while a counterattack starts at the home base of the enemy where they don't have any units, and so they have to send units back. So now 2High is defending against this push by long swords, a couple of archers, and some pikemen. This ram did take down the gates, but he didn't actually go in and do anything. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'll build the gate again and keep my eco alive, so he won't be able to just easily send units in there again later. Here's the villagers from 2High. I think they were going to finish that castle, but it's gone now, so that's not a thing. Okay, so Siege Workshop, so he wants to initiate a push here from directly under the castle. There's still a lot of army over here. Got 7 units from Gray and 4 archers from Blue, so it's at least a respectable army that needs to be dealt with. But it does die easily to the castle if it gets too close. Meanwhile, I sent a couple of Castilier over here to kill that ram. Unfortunately, that's a lot of army from Gray that popped out of those rams, so I can't really take those on with the Castilier. I can maybe come back in once the charge attack re-engages, but I'll have to like hit and run if I'm gonna keep that going. Meanwhile, I'm just hoping to recover eco, taking stone and gold in 2High's base. Thank you. I'm trying to attract these guys to come to the town center, but they're not cooperating. Reinforcements tried to come in that way. For whatever reason, they got blocked by the pathing. So now I've got 4 of these. I could almost take that fight if I fought all at once. Meanwhile, we're still fighting over here. 2High's got the Cataphracts. He's got a Siege Workshop. Haven't seen anything pop out of that just yet. Blue is still in feudal age. The Cumans are able to build a second town center in feudal age, so they can get a boom started in feudal, and that's what he's doing or trying to do. But look at this. He's got 28 villagers. I've got 40. So I took the brunt of that engagement, lost my TC right after I got to Castle Age, but I was able to keep building villagers. I think 2High sent me some food. I got a signal from Red over here. I think he might have seen this ram. And he's just trying to find some damage he can get in on Blue because he's got these cataphracts inside his base. Might as well. So surprisingly enough, okay, so I actually tried to pull these units over to the TC, but for whatever reason, some patch in the recent last couple of months made it so the TC's arrows hardly ever actually hit the enemy units. So he was actually able to just run around under that TC for a loop or two and never get killed. So I had to eventually take the fight, lost to Castilier in the process, but have at least some minor defense here. Gonna build another town center with more farm space around it, hopefully. These girls gonna come out and build that. Meanwhile, Blue has got 2 more rams inside and another back here with Gray's infantry inside. 2High is back here killing some units, at least distracting them anyways. Probably killed a few villagers on this wood line here. At least forced them to run. So this TC isn't working. Got all the villagers hiding inside. But with the rams loaded up in here, which by the way, Blue just got to Castle Age finally at 35.5 minutes. At the same time that 2High actually got to Imperial Age. So 2High could actually start making trebs if he wanted to, but I think he's about to see, yeah, he already sees that Blue is coming in for another fight with the rams. Loaded up with some gray units here. Gonna take the siege workshop first, get it out of the way, then go in for the castle. You see what he's doing with the villagers here? He's building walls. That's to keep the rams from being able to reach the base of the castle. As long as they're not able to reach the base of the castle, they can't actually take it down. Now he's popping the cataphracts back in so that they don't get attacked by the pikemen. These villagers are probably going to go down. Blue actually deleted these walls so he could access the foundation better. So Gray lost a lot of units in this process. There are still a few inside, and now Blue is going to build a castle of his own, which that would be difficult to stop. Actually, this is a lot of cataphracts here. That will kill the rams, but they're probably going to die to all these. I've even got a Castilier in there just to help out a little bit. Again, that's my only military production building at this point. This blue castle is going to go up. Gray is attacking the foundation here. Again, if he's attacking the foundation, the castle can't attack him. But 2High wisely pulled him away, and then is hiding his units in the castle so they don't die to the blue castle. Meanwhile, again, Castiliers are all the units I have right now, so I've just got a few here or there. Gray is trying to get booming a little bit. I've got 64 villagers. Blue's only got 29, so he's lost a lot in this counterattack from 2High. So really a brilliant move that's kept us in this game and allowed me to get another chance at life here. I've actually almost got as many villagers as Gray, 75 to 66. 2High's got a great boom in, already up to 95 villagers. He's trying to keep this castle alive by repairing it. He is in, I sent him a bunch of wood, okay, and that's because I was like thinking he should at least get some trebs or something, treb this down since he is an imp. But I think he's just making more cataphracts, expecting the rams. So good enough there. I think he is eventually going to, yeah, he has a university. So let's see, does he have chemistry? I'm not sure if he has chemistry yet, but that is the idea. He's going to eventually make bombard cannons. Still just trying to keep this forward castle up. I'm letting him know I'm gonna try to make an attack on Gray over here. I am prepping some Castilier, and I'm gonna make a couple of petards. There's one of them. Make a couple of petards, send them all the way across the map, and then the idea is to bust in on Gray and cause some damage there. Open up another front. So we'll see if that's able to happen. 2High still trying to keep his cataphract alive while also killing the rams. So he's hopping into the castle right before the arrows hit him. Look at all this micro. He was very proud of this. I remember him talking about it in real time. He's like, did you see that? Well, now there's a bunch of gray army sitting under it again. So I think at this point, 2High is sending the villagers back. I think he's thinking, okay, I have to back up a little bit. I'm going to need another castle, so I need to get some stone. I've got one petard. Generally need 2 petards. Unfortunately, they're walking right through the line of sight of these Gray buildings. So Gray's going to be aware of this. In fact, he sends a pikeman after him. He sees it, definitely sees it. And then confirmed, because he's making walls on the inside, knows that I'm going to break in. I saw the pikeman, so I'm like, he probably saw it. I need to bust in now. So I'm sending it in now, going to bust in. I've only got 4 Castilier. I've got a couple more on the way. But I bust in through the walls. I come inside. Let's see my perspective. And I'm like, oh, house walls? Oh, stone walls? And then he's getting the last of the stone walls down. So this attack isn't going to go anywhere. Meanwhile, 2High is still trying to be annoying. He's got a villager down here. He's coming in with some more units. Gray actually in Imperial Age now, so he's making trebs. Gonna treb this back. And this attack did not go anywhere, but at least I have some military now. I'm actually up to 93 villagers. Gray's sitting here at 42, so I've got double his villagers. I've got a solid farming eco going up around my town centers here. It's just a matter of what units do I make, and I really couldn't decide. I made 4 stables, 4 barracks, and now I've got 6 archery ranges coming down. And the reason I did that is because I saw Gray hit Imperial Age, and I'm like, he's probably going to go infantry. Sure enough, there's a bunch of barracks back there. I don't see those. Actually, I saw this one, so... anyways, I figure he's going to go infantry because they'll be 2-handed swordsmen automatically without any cost to upgrade. 2High's making a lumber camp in the back of Blue's base. He's like, this villager might as well do something. Anyway, so the idea for me is hand cannons because that will attack the infantry from Blue. Meanwhile, all I've got is Castilier, which are okay. Like I said, they do well in their first attack, but and especially if Gray's units are just walking and not attacking, they'll do fine. But I'm a little worried, so I'm gonna start making some what do you call it? Cavalier, just to have some army for when, just in case the 2-handed swordsman army arrives before I can tech into hand cannons. 2High did lose this castle, but he's built 2 in defense of his own, in addition to the one I have here. So his base is secure. It would take a long time, especially Byzantine castles, for them to break in. There's the Cavalier coming in over here. Still waiting for a fight on this side. It turns out Gray is still putting a lot of effort into protecting Blue from the attack that 2High had down here. Does he still have this Ville? No, he lost that Ville. And a ram came in to kill the lumber camp. Oh, this guy likes his rams. Anyway, so 2High is making cataphracts, got a couple of skirms, and now holy bombard cannon. That is 11 bombard cannon. So we'll take a look. So he can see that there's a couple of knights and a ram. I've got some cavalry out here. Actually, I saw these archers, so I'm like, it looks like he's trying to make another attack out here. I'll go ahead and kill those before they get too numerous. Now, 2High goes in for the attack. Blue probably sees. I can actually see here. Yeah, Blue is seeing the bombards now. So he's probably soiling his pants because it will take just a few seconds for this castle to go down. That many bombard cannons. Those Trebs are noping out of this fight. Just trying to get somewhere safe. Although with that many bombards, nowhere is safe for long. I do have a fight finally against the initial army from Gray. Looks somewhat even here. He had a lot of pikemen in there, so that's why I wasn't too thrilled about the cavalry, but that's all I had. Now I'm finally making a few hand cannons, which is my ultimate answer to the infantry over here. Meanwhile, 2High is going in for the death push here. Gonna be hard to stop this. Impossible, really, unless they bring in some army. Gray's like, okay, these are all the units I've got. I've got 6 pikemen, 3 long two-handed swordsmen. It's not going to do much, although 2High's losing a few to the castle fire here. There's more down here, a lot more pikemen. So that's a fight. Unfortunately, 2High has to take that fight. And the pikes are killing a couple of the bombards. Thankfully, though, cataphracts have trample damage against infantry. So, although pikes do have bonus damage against cavalry, including cataphracts, the trample damage kind of equalizes that a little bit. So, unless you have to have even greater numbers of pikes to overwhelm the cav than normal. Meanwhile, he's just still sending a bunch of pikes. Really would be nice if I brought my hand cannons down to join, but I'm sort of prepping a counter push on this side just to open up a second front. That's the idea, but ultimately, though, 2High still has 8 bombard cannons in the center of Blue's base. There's nothing they can do about it, so they finally call the GG. And I'm just laughing because what a game. I totally thought I was dead. I lost that TC in just a few seconds, and I was like, oh, crap. Thankfully, I sent a few villagers over here, survived. I had a couple of cubby holes to keep some eco alive, and then eventually cleared out the base and reboomed. Actually up to 120 villagers in the end. Blue down to 32. Again, I think the best part of this game was the fact that first, when we recognized the 2v1 and we're losing so fast, got some villagers out, and 2High initiated the counterattack with the castle drop on Blue. That really took their focus away and made Blue go defensive, and so he couldn't put much into the attack anymore. I think really that was the best way to come back from this. Take a quick look at the stats here. Pretty good KD for both of us. Gray actually had a really big army. Most of that was probably pikemen there at the end. Economy, actually, 2High had the best eco overall. His eco remained untouched the whole game. But mine wasn't that bad either. Actually better, way better than Blue, and on par with Gray even. So being able to reboom and get back in really was a good move there. Feudal timings were all pretty similar. I would have expected the Cumans to be a little earlier if they were going to do the Rams, but alas, they came in when they did and still were able to make a really strong push there. 2High, great castle time, really good castle time, and then got Imp first as well. Look how late the Cumans and even the Bulgarians were on Castle Age. So they were stuck most of this game in Feudal Age, which made it hard to defend the Castle Age push that 2High initiated. It's hard to kill cataphracts in a castle when all you've got is Feudal Age units. And 2High with the villager lead. I'm close behind there by the end anyways. And then Blue just could not ever get that boom that he needed. Anyways, good game. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.